I'm Remy Lloyd, I'm Head of Outreach here at Wolverhampton Grand Theatre, and one of the projects that I oversee is the Memory Café for people living with dementia. Each cafe we can welcome up to 60 people in our Encore Lounge, and they can expect a morning of live entertainment, free refreshments and a chance to socialise with other people in a similar situation.
First time I've been here and I can't believe how happy people are. Everybody's laughing and eager to talk to you and so friendly. That is the best thing in the world.
Everybody seems to be in a good mood, so it's a very good atmosphere.
We sing, we dance, we have lots of fun, and it's just amazing.
I love it. The people, they talk to me and they're dancing with me and they're nice, and I haven't got a lot of people outside. So when I come here, I know that I can be myself.
The Memory Café started back in April 2019 and we started initially with 1 cafe per month, and now 4 years later we are actually increasing up to 4 cafes per month.
In the early days we were always quite concerned about how many people we might get, and the first few we thought, are people going to turn up? And it was just incredible. We were blown away by it really.
I've worked with people with dementia for quite some time, and music is something that helps everybody, carers and patients alike.
A light switches on, which has to be seen to be believed.
The impact that music has on people's lives is incredible, and that's why it's so important for us to provide a variety of different genres, because we want to make sure that the music people hear at our cafes takes them back to their youth, it takes them back to moments when they met their partner or their first child or they bought their house.
One beautiful memory for me really, which I'll never forget, is there was a gentleman, a wheelchair user, and there was a song on with drums in, and he just started just drumming, and it became clear after speaking to the person he was with that he used to be in a band, and this is one of the songs that he played, so he was going through the drumming routine that he still had in his memory really, and I just thought that was incredible.
So we have Ian Adams and Julie Payton who do musical theatre. We have Darcy Edwards, she sort of plays to the room. And then we also have the Bluebird Bells, who are a lovely vintage trio, and they do wartime songs, 40s, 50s and 60s.
We love performing at these events because it's just such a joy to see people's faces light up when we start singing the music that brings back the memories.
Yeah, they can come in on a really dark and gloomy day, but in here it's just the best atmosphere. They're up dancing from the first song, making the most of their time here, reminiscing with their friends and their families, and it's just wonderful.
Suddenly getting lots of energy, and it's like it revives them.
Yeah, completely. And it's a bit of a relief for the families as well, to come and sort of share the experience with people who are going through the same thing.
And how much love do we get back?
Oh,
we do.
Love. Yeah, it's just wonderful. We love it. We do it every week.
In 2022, we decided to add an additional cafe which catered to the Black, African and Caribbean community. Dementia is very stigmatised in general, but particularly in their community, and there isn't much specifically for them. So with the help of our Black, African, Caribbean ambassadors, we created something specifically for them. Carl and Sophie do soul, Motown, reggae, and they're absolutely wonderful at making sure that their communities are represented at our cafes.
We absolutely love doing Memory Café, just, you know, bringing joy to people. We love seeing everybody up dancing and clapping along.
We love singing old songs as well, don't we?
Oh yeah, we love the old songs, and it's nice seeing some of the couples get up and, you know, have a nice little slow dance, and it's just so heartwarming.
It's amazing how music can have that effect. There are people that come in and they're quite, they're not very vocal, they're quite subdued, and you can see the sort of strain that it is having on the relationship. But then the music comes on and all of a sudden we've had people say, like, I get my mum back for an hour, or I get my husband back for an hour, because something just lights up in them.
It's been great to be able to bring Mum to the cafe, just to bring her out to meet people and have new experiences, and to see Mum dancing and following along with actions and singing songs that I didn't even know that she knew them. to singing the songs and doing the actions to the songs. Just been an amazing thing, and we just can't wait to book on again.
It's such a big job to look after someone with dementia. I don't think, until you've lived it, I don't think anyone can describe it. But for them to be in this safe and supportive space, surrounded by people that know what they're going through, and with staff that are understanding and are there to listen, and also to take their partner or whoever it is off dancing so they can have a moment and have a cup of tea, I think it's really important.
When Frank was first diagnosed with dementia, we felt lost, frightened, quite isolated, and we just didn't know where to turn to for some support and help. We found out about the Grand Theatre Memory Café, and I can honestly say it's been a lifeline to us. The support, the friendship, sense of community and fun is just makes such a difference to us both.
When you've got someone with dementia, you sort of sat at home, not knowing what to do. You're not socially compatible with a lot of groups. But coming here, it was like opening up our life, our social life. It was marvellous.
Yes. Yeah. Alan loved it here
Yes.
so much.
As they got more and more popular, we recognised the demand and that we needed more staff. So we asked our front of house staff who work at the theatre as ushers and bar staff just if anyone could volunteer some time. We had a really big pool of people that we were really blessed to have come forward, and they volunteered. They came every week and they developed really good relationships with the people attending. We were really lucky that we secured some funding that enabled us to put together a core team of staff, because for us the familiarity of having the same people every time was so important. So we've got this amazing team now that is small but mighty, but they also work elsewhere in the theatre. So when people attend performances, they are greeted by a familiar face, which is really important to help people come back to the theatre, not just for the Memory Cafés.
The amount of work behind the scenes, organising the raffle prizes, things like that, is just, yeah, it's huge and it's so worth it. It's so rewarding. Like, as soon as like 10 o'clock comes and you see those people walking in, you know it's all been worth it.
I find working at the Memory Café very enjoyable and very rewarding. A lot of the people who work here, I've actually built personal relationships with them, and I find it fascinating how they remember me when they come in.
Dawn is amazing interaction with the people that come here. They all love her. When they come to the theatre in the evenings, they recognise her instantly, which is pretty impressive really, given the circumstances that people come here in. She dances all the time.
Doing the Memory Café is something special that we all enjoy doing. Putting a smile on people's face. It's worth more than money. It's fantastic. We all have that same feeling that we get more out of it than we're giving.
Absolutely, it's difficult to describe.
It is very difficult.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and some people, they'll come and they'll have a dance with you and laugh and joke. And when they're leaving, they want to hug you, and you think, a lady said to me, nobody hugs me.
Yeah.
She lives on her own, she has nobody around her. And just that hug for her meant so much to her.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's little things like that that you don't realise affects people's lives so much.
Yeah.
It is an emotional journey.
It is.
It is.
To be part of it. But I love dancing anyway, and so I love getting them up and dancing. I just thoroughly enjoy it.
The staff have been absolutely wonderful ever since we first met them. They're all lovely, they'll do anything for us. They've even persuaded us, and that takes some persuading, to dance. And the staff will do everything they can to encourage us, to make sure we're well fed and well looked after.
Everybody gets treated with respect, compassion and friendliness, and that's really important because that doesn't always happen when you're living with someone who's living with dementia.
So the cafe is free to attend, and we do want to keep it that way, but to do so we rely heavily on corporate sponsorship and customer donations to keep it running, to keep it free to attend and to keep the professional live entertainment aspect of it. Securing additional funding for the Memory Cafés is so important for us to keep developing the cafes, to be able to provide more cafes in the future, to be able to diversify the cafes so we can include other cultures and communities and have music to represent them, but also to expand the staff so there are more people to listen, more people to get them up dancing, and just an increased familiarity and trust.
So I think it's really important for us as the theatre that we make this cafe free to attend for the people that come, because it means that they can come along, they don't have to feel like, you know, they're not welcome because they can't afford it. It encourages those bigger groups as well, like care homes, so that we're catering to everyone in the community.
It's a really amazing community resource. I understand that, you know, it must cost a lot of money to run this, but it's so important for people who otherwise would be very isolated and perhaps wouldn't get out to meet other people. It's really important that it continues.
To know somebody else cares enough to be able to fund us to do something like this. You can feel very isolated and very alone, and to know that even if somebody hasn't got Alzheimer's or dementia or any memory problem, they care about people enough to do something. It's just been amazing.
Something to enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy.
That's right.
I think it's fantastic that it is a free service. He's been diagnosed at a young age, so financially it would be a drain really if we had to find, you know, however much money it was to come along.
The Memory Café forms part of a larger dementia-friendly project across the whole theatre, but it started with the Memory Cafés. So since then we've actually done dementia-friendly performances in our auditorium. All of our staff have done dementia-friendly information sessions, and we're constantly looking how we can work with the community to do more things that are dementia-friendly. We have some really big plans here at the theatre to keep expanding our dementia-friendly initiative. We'd love to do more cafes. We'd love to do cafes elsewhere for the people that can't come into the theatre, and we'd love to do cafes for different communities with different music genres, so everyone is represented at our Memory Café.
Support the Grand,
yes,
because the team here
all
is
the team, the
fantastic.
staff, everybody's wonderful,
brilliant,
just lovely people, and you know, it's amazing to give back to the community.
We hope it gets bigger and bigger because you just want to carry on, you just want to help more and more people.
I just can't thank everyone enough, and we'd be lost without them. We really would.
I feel that I'm not on my own on this journey.
I've got such happy memories of the Dementia Cafe. I love coming, even now. Without it, I wouldn't have so much of a social life.
It's life-changing. We've met so many lovely people. It's like home, it's like coming home in a way.
Well done. Well done. I'm so glad you brought me. I am really honestly.
Oh, Mum, thank you. We'll come again.
Definitely.